in the light, in the light, in the light. It is a sweet light, girl, coming in from the cold.
What up guys, CharisMaggie here and welcome back to my channel. Winter is just around the corner and guess what's coming with it? Yep, you guessed it, that white stuff. Snow. Whether you are an international student who's seen snow for the first time or you are a visitor who is visiting somewhere that has snow, when it comes on to winter gear, there are just certain things you need to know when purchasing them. You should have winter gear to protect the following areas: your head, neck, chest, hands, and feet. In this video, I'm going to provide some tips on what to look for when buying winter gear for these areas. So, starting off with the head. So simple hats and beanies are pretty much good for these areas. Basically, the hats are used to protect your forehead and your ears. So when you put them on, okay, so I can't put on this right now because my hair and all, but basically when you put it on, you can always use the side of the hats to cover your ears. Your ears is one of the areas that whenever it gets cold, everywhere else is pretty much going to be feeling cold, so it would be good to protect that area very well. Number 2, the neck. Scarves are not just a fashion statement. They're not just something for us to put on and look all cute in. They are actually really good at protecting your neck and keeping it warm. Another alternative you can also use is wearing a turtleneck sweater. But if you don't have a scarf, that's when you would really wear it. But I would always recommend wearing a turtleneck sweater along with a scarf, because basically when you go out in the cold, you can always use your scarf to protect your face when it gets super windy. So we're going lower down to the chest. So I'm going to start off by talking about underwear. Now I don't mean that kind of underwear. I mean like your long johns or your thermals, or basically any loosely fitting clothing that you basically wear underneath the sweater and your winter jacket, just to help you layer up. Another helpful tip is that when you wear your long john shirt, the long sleeves or the loosely fitting shirt, it's always good to tuck it in because it just helps in trapping body heat and basically keeping you extra warm. Now going on to the outer layer, which is your winter jacket. So the winter jacket is basically an investment. So when buying one, you want to ensure that you purchase one that has all the features that will keep you warm, and also one that is of good quality and of a reasonable price. Here are the features to look for when purchasing a winter jacket. Apart from the most obvious features of wanting your winter jacket to be both waterproof and windproof, you also want to ensure that your winter jacket has a hood. So something like this, basically it helps to keep your face protected from that extra wind and snow when it's really crazy outside. So something like this is really essential on a winter jacket. Secondly, a winter jacket that is basically knee length. Ooh, I'm so short. So one that is wheel length. One that is knee length for obvious reasons, which I don't think I really have to tell you guys. Thirdly, you want to ensure that your winter jacket has some pockets. So my pockets for this one right here. So it's essential because when you're going outside and it's really cold, you can always push your hands in to keep yourself extra warm as well. And the last thing you want to look for is avoid buying something that is too tight. Try buying a winter jacket that is at least a size bigger so that you have room for layering. I will try and do another video on the layering system, but basically the layering system in short is when you're able to put your loosely fitting clothes underneath and then your jackets and whatever else, just so you're warm enough for when you go outside, you're not hit by the intensity of the cold out there. Next area we're moving on to are the hands. To help to reduce the intensity of the cold, it is best to try and get you a pair of mittens as opposed to gloves. The reason for this is because with mittens, they basically keep your fingers together and they're basically in contact with each other, so there's more warmth. As opposed to the gloves, which basically leaves all your fingers separated and fending for themselves. Moving on to the feet. So it's this time of year where it's time for you to get rid of all your stilettos, put them away, all your flat shoes, you're not gonna need those. Now it's time to get you some good winter boots. Before I get to the winter shoes, it is very important to know that you should try to keep your feet both warm and dry. You can keep your feet warm by simply purchasing wool socks or thermal insoles. If your feet are wet, it doesn't matter how layered you are from the other parts of your body, the cold from there is basically just going to travel everywhere else, and overall you're just going to feel cold. Now for the shoes. You want to avoid getting anything that has no grip whatsoever. So avoid having shoes that has a smooth bottom or a leather bottom. Try and get something that has grip. It's going to be slippery when it starts to snow. Also, try purchasing winter shoes that are knee length. This is because when the snow comes and it comes at a certain force and level, you're going to find that you're going to be knee deep in snow sometimes, and having shoes that are this length will pretty much avoid you feeling wet from the foot area, if that makes sense. Yeah. So my final tip to you before I leave is that before you go out to your expensive stores to get all the winter gear that you need, check out your thrift stores because they have very good quality winter gear that have been donated. Plus, they're cheaper. If you can't find what you're looking for at these thrift stores, then by all means go out and check out these stores and see what they have, but only buy what you need at the moment. Do not buy anything that you really don't need. Well folks, that's it for this week. I hope that this video was of some help to you. If this video helped you out, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it with your friends and hit that subscribe button. Until next time, Maggie is out. In this video, I'm going to provide some tip. What? Scarves are not just what? If you can't find what you're looking for at these thrift stores, oh my gosh, I just want to go to bed.